This is the modern game versus old game Lost Technology Edition. Damn, I feel like I'm gonna yap way too much about this. Alright, let's go. By Swagachino. Mirror's Edge. Try this, maybe? It's not Lost Technology, it's fucking copyright. It's patent, it's bullshit. Half-Life.
The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Let's find out. Awareness. Okay. I see the type of comparison this is trying to do, but I don't feel like this is a technology problem, yeah. This is intentional. Like, I already feel like these comparisons will make me say the same thing a bunch of times. This is intentional. This is like the dumbing down of difficulty for like, accessibility, especially like already in this big example game, like AAA game, they will make stealth stupidly easy because of course the game is meant to be played by the most people, so that's the reason why. Back in the day, games was more niche, and so developer didn't care as much about trying to appeal to absolutely everybody. So if they made like a stealth game, they would actually care about trying to make it difficult. I think that's the difference. Yeah. Oh, Fear. Yeah, but Fear was great. Yeah, that's why people always praise Fear. And that's why I love the game. Yeah, of course, Fear in comparison, but Fear is like the gold standard. It's always talked about as like having the best AI. And from videos I've watched, it wasn't quite the AI. It was more because like the levels were pretty small, so the developer like really passed the enemies, like made the passing for the enemies very deliberate in those very small maps. So if they heard you shoot on one corner, they would try to outflank you from the other corner and stuff like that. So it's the kind of thing where like at the scale of Fear, where the levels were very small, it made sense. But in modern games, like especially in open world like this, I guess you have to have a general AI for every character, which will be stupid. I mean, again, I'm not trying to defend modern game. There's a lot of bullshit, but you know, showing it like this is definitely disregarding a lot of like, you know, important information, I would say. I've watched way too many videos about subjects like this. But yeah, this is shit. And there's also like game, there's massive difference between difficulty setting for the AI. Like if you play on easy versus hard in some game, the AI acts very differently. System shock. It's an open world game. It's always gonna be a mess. I guess that's pretty good. I mean, I'm the last one to defend like so much of the problem with modern games, but come on. It's a lot more reason than like lost technology or something. It's not always just laziness or something, right? It's the scale of games and stuff like that. So. Yeah. She wasn't too hard to run away from. MMOs. I know you really like Good Ride Online. I think that was the first video you ever made me watch.
we decided that on the floor we're showing DirectX 9 actually running on XP because our fans are always worried, you know, do I have to buy a completely new computer to play Crysis? And the message we want to give people is no, it looks gorgeous on DirectX 9, it runs on XP, you don't have to upgrade to play Crysis.
Why did you not optimize this game
Lies,
for PC?
lies.
Say something clever.
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen PC game. We really do push the technology, so you may need to upgrade your PC for this game.
L'evolution. That's funny because I was literally like yesterday and well since the Battlefield 6 trailer came out, I've been kind of like feeling nostalgic about the series, you know, and how much I like it. And I've been like kind of looking at old videos of Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2 and all that. The old Destruction. I also remember like games from the 2000 like Red Faction and the level of destruction they had. And so far, like frankly, Battlefield 6, from what I've seen of the leaked gameplay, there is some good level of destruction, so we might be coming back to that. But yeah, it still hasn't been the same. The evolution, the meme. Yeah. Is that hardline? Okay, but again, this is like comparing like a good apple and a rotten apple. I mean, 2042 was literally known to be a terrible game. Well, this was, I guess, no, this was 4, right? Battlefield 4, which, you know, I think this is where they first came up with the term evolution, where like during the battle, big part of the map can change from something being destroyed. Unexpected, really? I mean, I've been a fan since 3. That was so cool at the time. Call of Duty. Personally, I always enjoyed Call of Duty for the story, but for multiplayer, I always thought Battlefield was more my thing. Yeah, and the map is actually changed. That's what it's supposed to be, L'Evolution. How about doing that in an old game on PS2? You could like punch building into destruction.
A few moments later.
Frankly, yeah, I've got no justification for that. Like, come on. I think maybe the only argument here is like, you know, games like the old Battlefield Bad Company, Red Faction, and games with like that level of environment destructibility. It was in a time where graphics were much more simple. Like, you know, one building might have very few texture, but now with the evolution of graphics and everything looking insanely detailed, if you do a full building destruction, I don't really know about development or anything, but I imagine even if you try to scale down the amount of texture because it would be too much, all the texture breaking and flying around and staying on the map, it would just make the game lag to death. Even if you try to make it like less, it would still be too much. I'm guessing that's probably the reasoning. Like, you know, they don't know how to optimize it with the current graphic level, this kind of level of destruction. That's probably what it is. Yeah. This looks great. This was great. Detailed, yeah. Momentum damage. This game was so fun. Yep. All Battlefield. Like, I really try my best in everything, not just games, to not be the type to just be like everything was better before and now everything is shit. But sometimes it's, you know, it's hard.
Wanted our final Arkham game to be the ultimate Batman experience. For us, that means building an enormous open-world Gotham City full of the really rich level of detail that people have come to expect from Arkham games.
The inner reflection, there's reflection off of Phasma, there's inner reflection of Phasma on her gun, and there's reflection of her reflection
Looks way too shiny.
of her gun on her chest.
For the age. It's pretty good.
Bankai's name was that?
Somebody there?
Not all these comparisons are fair, like, let's be honest. Some of these games are totally different genres, so of course you're not gonna have the same mechanic in every genre. Like some games, they won't care about adding the ability to destroy lights, you know? Man, Far Cry 3, like, fire propagation was so much fun. Humble, like, playing around with it so much. Trying to kind of, like, trap enemies in the middle of it, you know? Do, like, a circle around them. I think that's the new Indiana Jones game, yeah? Yeah. Like, all I can say is that not every game can have everything, yeah? But I guess in a shooter, something like glass breaking seems like an obvious one, yeah? Or this level of, yeah, of glass breaking. Yep. It doesn't disappear in front of you. Okay, but Crisis was just insane. Also, you lost all your FPS when that blew up, so come on. When it looks good, it's barely optimized. That seems like an answer in its own.
Xbox is forcing us to look at a bunch of things that maybe we didn't have to look as hard at on the PC, because there are more constraints there, especially with the CPU and memory. So the end result is that the source engine is getting better. It's using less CPU, using less memory, being more aggressive about streaming.
I just want to be able to import my ZBrush model, my photogrammetry scan, my CAD data, without wasting any time optimizing.
Wasting time optimizing.
We really do push the technology.
You know, I was thinking, I keep talking about AI all the time, but like, this is another thing that weirdly could be fixed. Huh? Like, some people are afraid of the future of games being done by AI, but the one thing that, you know, could be good is that, you know, clearly the scale of game today, optimizing is always shit, and like 90% of games coming out now, it's just how it's become. But if you have AI doing that part of it, you know, like the optimization, maybe we could go back to a day where like most games are actually optimized. Yeah, maybe we could go back to it if AI could be used in that way for games. Not that I know the details, I'm not a developer obviously, I'm just imagining. mirrors have always been complicated, yeah. There's a ton of games today that I don't have reflection. It's frankly like more common than you think. Changed so much. It's barely started. Mario. It's always Half-Life in these kind of videos for the comparison.
One of the most important new features is 4-player co-op. In Halo 2, you could only play 2 players and they had to be on the same Xbox, but for Halo 3, you'll be able to play 4-player co-op over Xbox Live. So you can play with your friends across the country or sitting next to you on the couch.
But during one of your recent streams, you announced that couch co-op would not be coming to Halo Infinite.
I remember that.
And
That was the drama,
discovered, you can glitch into the mode, and Digital Foundry thought this worked well. So is this something that you'd ever consider reevaluating at any time?
So right now, we are
It looks so
committed
done.
to supporting the live service.
Great.
Looks kinda terrible, yeah. Like this weird wet, like, steam effect over the water looks... Oh wow. But I'm surprised this game looks so bad. I thought I'd seen the review saying that, you know, that new Indiana Jones game was like very good looking.
Kate, don't panic. Find the emergency release. You can do it.
That's definitely better. What game was this? Yeah, GTA 4 was crazy. I feel like you literally see... I've seen this kind of videos before, and a lot of the time they use GTA 4 for comparison for stuff like shooting in the water, exploding in the water, car destruction, car physics. Yeah. It was super fun, yeah. Okay, but again, like, not to be nitpicky, but isn't this Doom? Like, does this really matter? Personally, I can make compromise and understand that not every game needs every, like, physics and mechanic, right? This is a game where you just run around at full speed, shooting demons. Like, 99.99% of players aren't caring about looking at if, you know, the water is moving realistically. And it's not that jarring if you're not, like, trying to look for it, you know what I mean? So what in some other game, like a sandbox, yeah, this is the kind of thing you'd like to see. Like, this doesn't feel like the comparison that matter. I don't know. Like, I don't have a game of every type to every physics possible. True. I guess San Andreas was only like couch co-op.
Don't be fooled by foreign propaganda. Get the latest trusted scoop on Night City only on N54 News.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk was fucked at launch. We all know that. But Rain is also very not like in most games, it's always an optimization nightmare, right?
With PlayStation 3, we are taking it to the next level. Not only will PlayStation 3 support Blu-ray video and PlayStation 3 games, PlayStation games, PlayStation 2 games, audio CDs, and DVD video playback.
Yeah, but that was kind of like a lie to an extent. Well, the original PS3 it was true, but for later PS3 you couldn't do PS2 games.
PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with more than 4,000 PlayStation 4 games.
Hello? Anybody home?
If you're a PlayStation Now subscriber, you will see PS Now.
Are you playing the PS3 currently?
What
are you playing?
Any of the PS4 titles or stream any of the PS3 and PS2 titles on demand.
I feel like I'm being nitpicky, but the video is also being nitpicky. It's always like that, though. Yeah, but this is meant to be like an immersion thing. You're not supposed to be like it's not a sandbox where you kill random civilian. But Black Ops, I see.
What the hell are you doing? Security to the bridge. The Master Chief has gone rampant. Take him down, boys.
Not over to see him. Watch it. Get clear.
Like again, not to be that guy, but what would be the point? Like, again, the games these days are so massive. I know this is a story game, Indiana Jones, so it could be fun if they had taken a few days to develop NPC like reacting to you and killing you if you attack them. But like, you know, you go back to games 20 years ago, and there was a lot of story game where like the NPC would not react or you couldn't shoot them, right? Because it doesn't matter. It's not that type of game. It just makes sense. Like, not in every game. Sure, Max Payne in comparison. Oh, okay, that's well though.
Holy moly!
Damn. Debris. That's one thing that I also understand is question of optimization and all that, but debris and dead body disappearing is something I hate in games. I understand that it has to be for optimization, but for immersion, man. You know what, I can't even complain because I tried to play Final Fantasy Rebirth Part 2 and I stopped pretty quick because there was like a very annoying visual thing that I'm sure they'll patch out eventually, but talking about modern optimization, yeah, like every time you would go inside a building and then outside, the lighting would be just so weird. Like you would have this kind of weird automatic adjustment and it looked terrible, so I kind of stopped. Yeah.
We'll get it done.
I just move shit with my freaking mind!
Yeah. Oh, Tomb Raider. They were so fun, those games. Forspoken, yep.
Right in, sir. Enjoy your evening.
Oh.
Yeah, that's terrible. The Starfield, right? I haven't played it, but I know it's bad. Unity. Unity is insane. I mean, I've never managed to play it properly because I've always had a problem with it. You know, running it crashing or something. Like 2 years ago, I think I tried to stream it, and you know what had happened to me before, just like the game having some deadly issue that doesn't let me run it. Crashing always at the same point. But every time I see videos of it, you know, like it looks insane. Yeah, those massive crowds. It looks insane. And I mean, like, this doesn't look perfect, right? I mean, what is showing this, like, you just the amount of pop-in of NPC kind of lagging, you know? Like, it's also funny to show Unity because Unity came out kind of like so unfinished when it came out. Like, so much of it was like amazing. It's one of those games that was talked about as one of the problems with modern gaming, and that was 10 years ago. There's Hope. Silent Hill. The remake. Battlefield. Yeah, I mean, of course there's still some games with the same mechanics. Of course. Damn. I like this level of destruction. Yeah. Frankly, like, again, I often get recommended by YouTube, like, videos like this, and I watch them. And it's definitely hard to say. I mean, it's always much more complicated than how it's presented right here, you know? Like, there's much more to the discussion than just old game good and new game bad. There's so much, like, reason and discussion to be had. But it's also kind of true that, yeah, I mean, things seems a lot better back then, you know? Hello, Akumaru. Hello, Neil. Yeah, you can recommend a video. Definitely. So, good video. I mean, it's still cool to see the comparison. I think, like, for a video like this, though, the more fair would be comparing, like, you know, a game from the same developer or franchise, maybe. That would feel more fair. And also, like, the same genre, you know. Yeah. Here's the link. Interesting video.